Hello out there, and welcome to another TC Connor Photography YouTube video. Glad you're here. Really appreciate you guys stopping in. If this is your first visit, welcome. Thanks for coming in and checking me out. If it's your second visit and you haven't subscribed yet, well, consider doing that for me, please, and thank you. It'd be much appreciated. To jump right into the video, this is what it's going to be, just me and you talking here. I had plans to try to get out to a waterfall, but the weather has absolutely been terrible. Everything from rain and thunderstorms to snow this morning, and it's 35 degrees right now. So it's kind of prevented me from getting out and doing what I actually wanted to do. Nonetheless, I have taken my 100 to 500 out, and I'm telling you, folks, it has impressed me big time. When there's good light, and even when there's not real good light, you just have to be careful. Or I'm still adjusting to the high ISO it requires, because it only opens up to 7.1 when it's zoomed all the way out. And if you don't have enough light, then it can be a struggle to get a good, clear, in-focus image. But I've managed to do it with luck a couple times, when the sun has worked in my favor, when it's broke through the clouds a time or two. So I do have it. It's been on it since I unboxed the lens, and it's on my Canon EOS R, which is the first mirrorless. I think it's the first generation mirrorless cameras that Canon put out, was the EOS R, and it's been great with it, as well as my other lenses. So I am really enjoying the lens, and I know that I will be getting lots more images of wildlife. Right now, focusing on my sweet gum tree in the backyard where I have my feeder hanging, and there's been blue jays, 4 or 5 at once come in, I've seen. Downy woodpecker. I've seen a pileated once, but I didn't get a picture of it. I did get a picture of the jays and the cardinal, both male and female, and some doves. And these are the fattest doves I've ever seen. And I know they are hunted. They are a legal bird that you can hunt. And back before I moved up here, I was when I lived in Kentucky, a friend of mine brought me some doves that he had harvested legally, and they're delicious. But my mom would hate to hear me say that. May she rest in peace. But anyway, she loved doves, but these doves are huge, great big of them. There's a couple of them. So I've seen them, and I actually seen a goldfinch. And I'd never seen a goldfinch around the seas before. And there's a bluebird that's trying to nest somewhere. I've got a bluebird box out, but some old house sparrows keep nesting in there, and I keep pulling out the nest material, and they keep putting it back in. So trying to get the bluebird to get in there and keep it cleaned out for the bluebird to use. So what else have I seen? Some dark-eyed juncos, and I've seen some white-breasted nuthatches out there. And they're fascinating to watch, whether you photograph them or not. They're still a cool feathered thing to watch jitter about and flicker about out there with each other. I actually seen 2 male cardinals fighting. They were probably sparring over the female that's been around there too. So, other thing I wanted to mention is the big solar eclipse coming up on Monday. If all of you guys hope you have your safety approved solar eclipse watching glasses. There has been reports of some fake ones going around. make sure they have, there's a code on them that they're supposed to, and that means that they are officially, safe to wear. Please, if you don't know whether they are safe or not, then don't use them, because Lord knows you don't want to burn your eyes out. The 2018 solar eclipse, I did photograph that one, and I enjoyed it. I had that photo. As a matter of fact, I did it with my T5i, and set it up in the backyard. It wasn't a total. I forgot what they call it, but there was a little sliver of the sun that was still showing. So I got a picture of it somewhere. If I find it, I'll throw it up. I didn't aim on getting this one, taking my camera out to photograph this one. It's supposed to be cloudy here anyway, but maybe we'll get a glimpse of it. And I got my glasses ready. If there is a chance, we might see it. But it's supposed to be, a full one. And if you all are going to get out and in the part of the country and where you can see it, and then do get out and enjoy it. And if you happen to be a photographer and you take some cool photos, share them. Drop me a link somewhere where you want to share them at, and I'd appreciate it. I would enjoy seeing them. So the other item on my note list here that I wanted to discuss was editing photos in color. Back before I joined F64 Academy, and I joined last June, so a year coming up, I'll be a member. Before I joined that organization, Blake Rudis created this. It's for photographers, or I guess for anybody if you want to join it. Yearly subscription fee, which is based on what you get. It's just unbelievable that he's not charging thousands. But anyway, before I joined and started delving into this kind of stuff, y'all know what that is. Before I never did pay much attention to that kind of stuff. I never did pay much attention to warm colors and cool colors, and the fact that warm colors are attention grabbing, and they cause you to have feelings of warmth and comfort. They stimulate and energize. The warm colors, they convey emotions, perceived advancement. They seem to move forward in an image, appearing closer to the viewer. So getting into all that color jazz and color theory stuff, I never knew anything about color theory, still know very little, but I do have learned quite a lot. And the things that I'm doing now with my images as far as manipulating color is really on another level. I never realized that it would that you could do so much with color. Even on a black and white image, you can do so much. So if you all are interested in learning more about color and color theory, then Blake Rudis is your go-to guy. I'll leave a link or a card up there somewhere, maybe post it, leave a link to his website, his F64 Academy. I wanted to do an edit. If I wasn't going to go out for a waterfall, I had planned on maybe doing an edit. Instead, I'm doing this little talking head video with you guys. And I plan on, another thing I want to mention about bird photography, I plan on making a few perches out in the backyard. I'll put a picture up of a cardinal, a male cardinal I took, that I think is a stunning image. Not to be, patting myself on the back, but I am. So anyway, I want to also mention a very special day coming up for me and my wife. We've been married, will be married 33 years. Tomorrow, April the 6th, we married in 1991 on a beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous, warm spring day back in 1991. I had moved up here in 1988 from Kentucky, and we met through a, believe it or not, dating service. And back then, they didn't even have, well, I think there was internet around, but we didn't have it, and it wasn't the dating service we chose, Matchmaker International. They wasn't on the internet yet, so we had to send in little cards, and they would mail us one of who we would, call or meet. But we both had to be interviewed. I was interviewed by a woman; she was interviewed by a man, and that's how we met in 1988. Well, I think we met in '89 after I moved up here. I've been up here about a year, and I think we met. And a couple years later, we married and have had two wonderful kids here. They're grown and out on their own and doing good. And I also need to mention my two wonderful first brood, my oldest son and my oldest daughter in Kentucky. They are both doing great. I have a granddaughter from each one of them, and everybody's doing good there. But this year, another special event in October, my wife will be retiring from her dental hygiene job that she's had for, I guess, 40 years or better. And so she's going to be retiring from that. And it's a running joke with me whenever I tell people, I explain about how we met, and also before the first date, my wife wouldn't go out with me unless she set me in the dental chair, which is it's not true, but I think it's funny. And but thank goodness she did set me in the dental chair, because my teeth were in terrible shape. I was a smoker, had gum disease, and blah blah blah, and it wasn't fun. But anyway, everything's fine now. My pearly whites for my age aren't too bad. So 33 years coming up, and 33 years ago today, we were preparing for our rehearsal, and brings back a lot of good memories, a lot of happy memories. I would post photos. I have a couple of photos from that time, but I think I'll refrain from doing that because I had an ugly mullet back when I had hair. So that's happening. What else do I have? Oh, I was also going to compare our hobbies real quick. She knitted forever and still does every now and then, but then she took up quilting. This was it hasn't been over maybe a year, maybe a little over a year she's been quilting now. And just, she amazed me with being able to do that right off the bat, making these gorgeous, gorgeous quilts right from the get-go. I mean, I guess it just came natural to her or something, but I'll post a photo of one or two of her quilts she's made. And so she'd got a basic machine when she first started, and now, just yesterday, she discussed upgrading her machine, her sewing machine, and that's where she's at right now. And she should be coming home here pretty soon, and she'll be bringing with her a new to her. It's a used one, but it's got the guarantees of just like a new one would have, and it's an upgrade from her machine that she's using. So she has that hobby, and required, she was considering what she needed and what her old machine was lacking, and decided on this upgrade. Well, it's the same thing with any, it can be with anything, with any, I found it to be with my hobby. The first I noticed was I used to play golf, was never really great at it. I mean, I went to plenty of golf scrambles and really enjoyed being out and loved it, had a great time. But I seen all these other golfers with, big expensive Callaway golf clubs and Titleist and Ping and all these name brand golf clubs, and some of the drivers they had heads on them, big as a garbage can lid. I mean, and at a scramble one time, one of the guys, a real nice guy, had a nice set of clubs, and he had a big, huge driver, and he said, "Hey, if you'd like to try my driver, go right ahead." And I couldn't resist, and so I tried it and smacked the ball, and it went about 3,000 yards out. No, it didn't go that far. It went about further than any other ball I've hit off the tee. It may have went two plus 200 or so, but if I can hit a ball off the tee at 100, 150 yards and straight, I'm good. I'm perfect. That's a win for me. But and then I started photography shortly after I started writing my gardening column. My first camera was a little bitty 5-megapixel Sony. I forgot the model number, but anyway, that's what ignited my love for photography. So, and then I needed an upgrade. That little 5-megapixel, it did the trick for my little images for my gardening column. But when I wanted bigger images and more bigger megapixel images, so I could maybe print one, I needed to upgrade. So I got a T5i, Canon T5i, my first DSLR. But then I wanted to upgrade to a mirrorless, so I traded the T5. No, not a mirrorless. After the T5i, it was the full frame, because the T5i is APS-C, and then I wanted to go full frame, so I traded the T5 in for the Canon 6D Mark II, which was a nice upgrade. And then I used that camera for a good bit, and then wanted to upgrade to a mirrorless. So I upgraded to the EOS R mirrorless, and it came out in 2018, 19, 21, 2, 3. So it's 6 years old now, and there's a couple things I would like for it to have that it don't have, but I don't think I'm going to upgrade anytime soon, because it's serving me fine. I don't see the need for a dual card slot in it. I don't see the need for focus stacking, automatic focus stacking. It doesn't have that. So they're not needs; they are wants. I would want it to have that. It'd be cool to have especially the autofocus stacking. I think I would really appreciate that. But I'm not upgrading. It's doing fine. I don't see no need to upgrade really right yet. So, with all that being said, I think it's about time to call this video and bring it to an end. I think I've told and mentioned everything I needed to mention. And I already discussed not being able to get out to my waterfall, but and then a photo edit. I want to do a photo edit, screen recording, and show you guys how I edit now, because it's quite different than the way I used to, because I know all this stuff about color now, and thanks to Blake, and I'm still learning. Okay, so that's going to do it for this video. I really appreciate everyone who watches my videos, and I would appreciate it even more if you find anything useful or enjoyable, entertainment value to you. Please consider subscribing and hit the thumbs up button. And until next time, what is it I say, Marv? Or what is it you say? Until next time, until next video, y'all be easy. Peace.